downtown Spokane. This is KXLY 4 News at 11, working for you.
Hillary Clinton will make an outstanding president, and I am proud to stand with her.
All eyes on the Democrats tonight as they begin their national convention. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nadine Woodward. Despite a controversial start, the energy tonight was high on the floor. We're live in Philadelphia with more.
Well, this is certainly not how Democrats had hoped their convention would start this weekend. There was obviously the leaked email scandal. There was the DNC chair resigning. However, tonight they hope to put some of that behind them and get back on message. We saw some very powerful speakers tonight. One of those speakers was Bernie Sanders.
That screen is awesome, I'll tell you that. Huge.
Sanders took the stage at the Democratic National Convention Monday night, acknowledging his primary season defeat.
I think it's fair to say that no one is more disappointed than I am.
Hey, that miso is pretty good there, Jerwood.
To get behind Hillary Clinton on election.
Or Mio. What was I saying? Miso. Mio.
And calling for party unity.
This election must be about bringing our people together.
Other notable speakers, one after another, making the case that Democrats must work together after what was a divisive primary season, including comedian Sarah Silverman, a former Sanders supporter who's now in Clinton's camp.
To the Bernie or Bust people, you're being ridiculous.
First Lady Michelle Obama, in one of the most talked about speeches of the night, painted Clinton as a positive role model.
When I think about the kind of president that I want for my girls and all our children, that's what I want.
And Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren continued the theme of slamming Republican nominee Donald Trump.
Let's face it, Donald Trump has no real plans. No plans to make anything great for anyone except rich guys like Donald Trump.
And we saw many people in the hall tonight with tears in their eyes while Bernie Sanders was on that stage. It's very clear there are many people in his camp who still are having a hard time coming around to Hillary Clinton, and obviously the Clinton campaign hoping that tonight will help assuage some of their fears. Now, later in the week, we'll hear from former President Bill Clinton and current President Barack Obama. Reporting live in Philadelphia, I'm Chris Welch.
A Lewiston High School grad is among the delegates from Washington in Philadelphia, and at just 18 years old, she's the youngest from our state. Ava Sharifi says that before this year, she knew nothing about the Democratic Party's process of selecting a candidate, but she was happy to learn that she wasn't alone and says it's an experience that means the world to her.
Now have friends who are between 10 to 30 years older than me, and we rock it. We're best friends because we're able to help each other through this process.
Sharifi says the whole event is a little overwhelming, but that she is humbled to give a voice to people just like her living in the Spokane community.
We were one of 61 cities that marched together simultaneously to kind of show our delegates in the DNC that the people want Bernie Sanders for the next president.
And Bernie Sanders supporters in Spokane joined in on a nationwide movement yesterday, rallying together in a last-ditch effort to pressure Democratic delegates to give the Vermont senator their vote for the presidential nomination. Sanders supporters say they will hold out hope until Clinton officially accepts the nomination. We'll be bringing you coverage of the Democratic National Convention all week, so look for the latest on air, online, and on social media. Just search KXLY4. A hot Monday, and the heat is on through the rest of the week. Here is Alyssa Donovan in for Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker with your forecast.
Oh yes, the heat is on, and we actually did reach the triple digits down in Lewiston, 100 degrees today. And Lewiston, you are going to continue seeing the hottest of the hot weather, I think, as we head through the 93 with Spokane's high, 91 in Coeur d'Alene, 88
It's still hot out there.
up in Sandpoint.
What is it right now? Oh, those are the highs. It's still warm tonight. Actually, I like it when it's warm out.
Since Friday and Saturday, by Sunday, we'll start dropping off a little bit. Right now, it's
75 at 11 o'clock.
Down in Lewiston, 68 up in Bonners Ferry. Overnight lows tonight will be in the 60s across the region. Those very warm temperatures and sunny skies due to this ridge of high pressure in place. But you can see we do have that shortwave disturbance tracking across the region right now. That's going to mostly bring showers to the northeast mountains as we head into the evening. We're going to continue seeing these small disturbances afternoon and evening for the eastern slopes of the Cascades tonight, into tomorrow afternoon, into Wednesday afternoon. Behind that, we're all going to catch up and we're going to see some drier conditions across the region. Right now, calm winds in Spokane, Moses Lake, Pullman, and Moscow. We're going to continue seeing those light winds as well because of that ridge of high pressure in place. 92 on Tuesday and Wednesday, 93 by Thursday, and then we warm up just a little bit more before we drop back into the 80s. I'll have all those details in just a few minutes. Maybe.
All right, thank you, Alyssa. And while things are staying hot, you'll have one less way to cool off. Spokane's rotary fountain is out of commission. The fountain's automatic control was broken, so it's been running manually, but now that function is broken too. An engineer is working to get it fixed, but the city isn't sure just when it will be back up and running. It's a story you saw first on KXLY4. The search for Spokane's new police chief might take a little longer than expected. Late this afternoon, City Council President Ben Stuckert told the mayor that not enough finalists showed up to compete for the job, and now council members feel there should be more choices. The mayor intended to present 4 finalists, but lost a California candidate when his wife couldn't get a job transfer. And on the morning of the interviews, Seattle Police Captain James Dermody bailed on Spokane without an explanation.
Well, there's no doubt that it would like this to be done as soon as possible, but there's also unanimity in people wanting to make sure that we take the time that's necessary to get this right and to find the best fit for the city of Spokane and for the Spokane Police Department. So that's what's happening right now.
Mayor Condon could reopen the recruiting process or nominate one of the 2 finalists who were in Spokane last week. The City Council must confirm the mayor's choice. New tonight at 11, after public comment from about 20 people, Spokane City Council tonight voted 5-0 to put the issue of oil trains on the November ballot. If passed, that measure would prohibit oil trains from passing through the Spokane city limits. Well, fire crews made some quick work of a brush fire near High Bridge Park this afternoon. Even though smoke could be seen rising from the trees, crews were able to knock it down before it became serious. Let's toss things over to Keith Oso in the KXLY4 Sports Center. Keith?
Nadine, it's not the kind of news we like reporting in the sports office, but 2 Washington State University students were sent to the hospital and several were injured during a brawl that broke out over the weekend. Now, witnesses told police that a group began throwing firecrackers at people during a party. That's when they were asked to leave, and then a fight broke out. That altercation left one student unconscious with a head wound and another with a broken jaw that required facial reconstructive surgery. Police investigated reports that several of the university's football players were involved in the brawl. They came to the conclusion the players were present but not directly involved in the fight. Washington State's athletic director Bill Moose says he is aware of the situation and are working with authorities as the investigation continues. Coming up a little bit later in sports, we're going to check in with the Spokane Indians, who are trying to lock up a first-half championship, and we're going to open our doors back up for another edition of Sportscaster Camp. Nadine.
All right, thanks a lot, Keith. A former VA emergency room doctor will now spend the rest of his life in prison. Craig Morgenstern was sentenced in federal court today to 12 terms of life in prison for being a child molester. A judge heard 2 hours of testimony from victimized boys and their parents, urging the judge to show no leniency. The 47-year-old spent months and sometimes years grooming at least 6 boys, sedating them with prescription drugs, and then filming himself performing sex acts on them. From our North Idaho newsroom now, the man accused of shooting and killing a Coeur d'Alene police officer last year was in court today. Attorneys for Jonathan Renfro argued that the death penalty would violate his constitutional rights. Renfro, accused of killing Sergeant Greg Moore in May of last year. Moore was responding to reports of a suspicious man when prosecutors say Renfro stole his gun and shot him. KXLY4's Drew Reeves, the only reporter in court today to hear the judge's decision.
Jonathan Renfro's defense team tried to argue in court today that a death penalty would violate his constitutional rights. Attorneys argued that with the lack of funding for defense in Idaho, attorneys did not put adequate time and work into Renfro's case. However, the state disagreed, saying Renfro murdered a police officer in cold blood and should face the possibility of the death penalty. The judge agreed with the state, denying the defense's motion for a hearing. Following his arrest last May, officers said Renfro told that he killed Sergeant Greg Moore because he didn't want to go back to jail.
Oh, oopsies. Got a little ahead of myself there.
Execution shouldn't be an option right now because there are legislative changes in progress that could give his attorneys less work and more time to focus on Renfro's case. But the judge said that as of right now, Renfro has no standing to take the death penalty off the table. The judge did leave things a little open-ended today. He said the defense could file this motion again at a later date to see if they could get another hearing. Reporting in Coeur d'Alene, Drew Reese, KXLY 4.
The Olympic Games in Rio, less than 2 weeks away now and coming up at 11. Why some countries are calling the athletes' village unlivable. A live look outside, still warm out there, and Alyssa has more hot weather. But first, a look at what's coming up tomorrow on Good Morning America.
Heartbreak is unimaginable. Now, after losing their children to virus, the mothers unite.
What gave you the strength to be here?
Before they step into the spotlight at the convention tomorrow night.
What is it that you want this message to be?
Tomorrow, a powerful exclusive on Good Morning America.
Well.
With Nadine Woodward, Chris Carter, and the KXLY
Oh, Misty has her sprinkler going on. Sometimes it's nice just to be able to go through the sprinklers even at night. Oh, this is was this black cherry, Durwood? Just a little tiny bit of black cherry Mio. Yeah. It's got energy, but I don't need energy right now. Well, I kind of do, but not too much. Oh, and B vitamins too? Well, that's good. Cindy, you were in California, yeah? Maybe you brought it back up here. Ken, hot in your back, your little tropical oasis in your backyard? 72 in the valley. Hot in Alaska. Wow, Shannon. Goodness sakes. Happy Monday back to you, Sean. Hello, Justin. And, oh, Shannon's in Alaska. Yeah, my gosh. Oh, Kristen, we do have happy news. We've got some fun stories. We always try to do some fun stories and some good local news. Hey. Oh, that is awesome. That's a little lake, or is that a little bay? Okay.
Robinson Lake.
Where is that? I've never heard of Robinson Lake.
Boundary County in Idaho.
Where?
Boundary County.
Oh gosh, it's little.
Yeah, it's like a little,
Cute.
It's like a little
It
secret
it
lake.
almost looks like a private. It looks like he's the only dock on the entire lake.
I want to go there.
I know. It's a nice little dock too. It looks fairly new. Wow, that is nice. Actually, on a lake anywhere
That's good right
is good. Yeah.
It's good anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at this picture. Is that not where you want to be?
I want to be there right now.
Right now, especially all of this week. This was taken by Linda. She takes amazing pictures, mostly of North Idaho. This is Robinson Lake in Boundary County in Idaho. I don't know exactly where that is, but I would like to go there.
It looks very private and
Yes.
tranquil, doesn't it?
Just a beautiful picture. Thank you for that picture, Linda, and we love seeing your pictures, especially when we're having some crazy weather like we're having this week.
It's great lake weather,
It's
isn't
great
it?
lake weather.
Yeah.
So send us the pictures of you at the lake or you on the lake enjoying the nice weather. Because it's going to be hot out, let me tell you. Temperatures climbing into the 90s.
This is the kind of temperatures that drive you into the water
Yes,
when you're at the lake, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hot and sunny all week. 90s all week into Saturday. By Sunday, we are going to see those temperatures drop off just a little bit into the 80s. We do have those chances of mountain showers and thunderstorms continuing this evening. Most of those are for the northeast mountains and portions of the eastern slopes of the Cascades. Tomorrow afternoon and evening, same thing. Those chances of mountain showers and thunderstorms for the same areas, as well as Wednesday afternoon and evening. Cooler by Sunday, again, will be in the low 80s for most of next week. Tonight, temperatures in the 60s across the region, mostly clear skies. Winds will be light. We're going to continue seeing those calm conditions over the next couple days for most of the region. 92 for the high tomorrow, sunny and hot out there. Light winds as well. And today's high, 93 degrees. in Spokane. We did hit the triple digits down in Lewiston, 100 degrees down there already today, and they are expected to continue climbing this week as well. Today's low, 62 degrees. Usually our low is right at 58, and our high is 86, so we are above average, and we are staying there. 75 right now in Spokane, winds are currently calm, and in Coeur d'Alene we're at 70 degrees, winds out of the east-northeast at 3 miles per hour. You can see on our radar not a lot going on, but we do have that system moving
Nadine, and there's a thumbs up.
of the Canadian,
There goes another
along
one.
the Canadian border, I should say, right now. We're going to continue seeing those chances of some heavy rainfall, especially around the Okanagan
Give me a heart.
Valley
Give me a
area
heart.
as we head overnight tonight. By tomorrow, we are going to
That's
continue
not very
seeing
good
that
heart rate.
system dry
There we
out.
go.
We left
There we
that
go.
high pressure over the region, but we're going to continue seeing these shortwave disturbances push through in the afternoon and evening.
Look at all those
Wednesday.
thumbs up and hearts.
We do have that high pressure over the region. That system's going to push out. Tuesday morning, high pressure will build and clearing us out.
Somebody had a 103-degree day today. That's awful.
Tell me, should be running through the sprinklers at home.
Sprinklers. Get the sprinkler.
We are going to see that shift a little bit further to the east. We're talking about the northeast mountains of Washington.
Lots of hearts. Look at that. Whee!
Idaho mountains tomorrow afternoon and evening into western Montana. Then high pressure builds back in as we head into Wednesday. Wednesday afternoon and
Lisa's
evening,
yawning.
same thing, but that system's shifting a little
She just
further.
fell asleep. It's her first day back from
So we are
vacation.
going to continue seeing that push further into western Montana.
She's making us all sleepy. She's yawning.
So yawning. She has a jacket on. It's 1,000,000 degrees in here. She says she's cold. She says she's cold. It's like 1,000 degrees. I don't know if it's 1,000,000. That was an exaggeration.
Western Montana tomorrow, 90s across the region, 80s still up in North Idaho, 97 down in Lewiston. I have a feeling that will be a little bit warmer down there, possibly hitting the triple digits like they did
That's
today.
Alyssa over there.
92
Here she comes. She's gonna
in
come.
Spokane tomorrow, sunny skies. 92 on Wednesday, 93 on Thursday,
Good
95
form.
on Friday.
Ooh, yeah.
It's going up.
Yeah.
Then we drop off on Sunday, but I think that will be a welcome drop off.
I think so too.
I like the 80s. Personally, I know you're a 90s.
I like
fan.
80s and 90s, and I like it all.
Yeah.
I never complain about the summer heat. That's one thing that
This is when
everybody
it's
knows
supposed
about
to
me
happen.
is you don't shovel it,
Yeah.
That's true.
right?
There's no
haven't heard that before.
sun blower in your garage, right?
No. All right, time now to take a look at what has some of you talking on social media now. Last week, he stormed the stage to open the Hungry Games for Power. That is the Hungry for Power Games at the RNC. And this week, he's not letting the Democrats off the hook. No, Late Show host Stephen Colbert took his viral spoof of the Hunger Games to the floor of the DNC, where he wandered around dressed like Caesar Flickerman, talking to passerbys, including Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Well, they're one of Hollywood's favorite couples, and for the first time, Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard are sharing photos from their 2013 wedding. Look at that. Kristen proposed to Dax on Twitter after the Defense of Marriage Act was struck down in California. The two then had a quiet ceremony in the Beverly Hills courthouse that cost them a total of $142. Bell says it's still the best day of her life.
I'm glad they were able to save some money. You know what? It just might be the most beloved dance move ever. Certainly one of the most imitated. It's the Carlton. This weekend, it got some star-studded love. Justin Timberlake,
The guy on the
JT.
left is
If you don't like Justin Timberlake, get out of Spokane.
What?
And Steph Curry joined the creator of the Carlton, Alfonso Ribeiro, in an impromptu dance session using the move made famous on, of course, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Easily the highlight of the Celebrity Golf Championship.
Oh, that is
I
so
mean,
cool.
dancing would be cool enough, with Carlton.
No, this is
but if
great.
you're dancing with Justin Timberlake,
Okay, he's on my bucket list
okay.
of I want to see him sometime.
He's on my
in
bucket
concert.
list too.
He's
Just-
on everyone's
He's
bucket list.
Super
yeah,
talented.
I know.
Yeah. I would
Oh,
like
I
to
totally
dance.
agree.
JT.
Yeah, he is JT. I remember when he was in part of NSYNC.
Yeah, remember
back
that?
in the day.
Yeah.
I probably even still have a CD,
white
an
coat.
NSYNC CD, because my
cassette tape.
son was in such a. He loved that group. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what we had tonight? Kind of.
What?
The Spokane Indians were trying to win a championship, sort of.
Oh, sort of.
It's like a half a championship.
Oh.
We'll explain.
Yeah.
They needed some help. We'll let you know if they got it done, first of all. Plus, we're going to introduce you to Alicia, a young lady that has so much energy we all needed to take a nap when she left. Sportscaster Camp, the Will Sherritt Falling Edition, coming up a little bit later in sports. But first, here's what you expect tonight on Jimmy Kimmel Live.
There's a big
Oh, that's funny.
I love that they had that cheap wedding, that cheap courthouse.
Okay, so stupid me. They got married 2 years ago.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I, didn't know
I had
that
no
either.
idea.
I didn't know they were married.
Was he married to Amy Poehler?
Oh, I don't know.
No, Will Arnett is married to Amy Poehler.
Well, they're divorced though, aren't they? Okay, I thought he was married to Amy Poehler. Okay.
Will Arnett.
These two are
Will
like the
Arnett?
cutest, funniest couple.
Well, so now you know why they have so
love
much chemistry on
Yeah.
TV. They do all those commercials and stuff now too. How cute.
Way to go.
Okay, now I have to Google Will Arnett because
Will Arnett is Job Bluth in the greatest television sitcom of all time, Arrested Development.
See, and I never watched that.
You know what? I've tried to watch that.
Stop.
Don't even.
Will
You know
Arnett.
what? I love Seinfeld.
Oh yes, he's from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Will Arnett is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
He's in Saturday Night Live?
Yes.
Not for a long time, right? Just like maybe 1 or 2 seasons. I feel like. Does it say?
Amy Poehler. So yeah, they got divorced in 14. Well, I know him from. Don't I know him from Saturday Night Live?
30 Rock.
I don't know him from 30 Rock.
You know
Let's
what? He
see.
might have
Let me see.
only had like a 1 year. Oh,
Well,
yeah,
it's
look
coming
at that.
up.
It's coming up.
What is
Yeah.
it?
He was. Yeah.
Let's see how. I don't know how long he knows right live. Seems like he knows right live. That's how I know him.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm curious.
Saturday. Okay, let me just say Saturday Night Live. It just isn't any good anymore. It's just
I know.
I don't like it
They
at
only have
all. And they've gone through, you know,
It's bad now. Well, it's because
seasons that were good.
So Nadine, I used to like seriously watch Saturday Night Live
Yeah.
every
I
single
did
episode.
too.
And when Seth Meyers left to do
Yeah.
his own show, he was their head writer.
Oh,
So he
yeah.
took all of the good.
Well, you know,
writing.
when I saw the last time I thought it had any redeeming value or it was funny was when Kristen Wiig was still on it.
Well, yes,
And that
she
was
was.
just-
She was like my favorite
Oh,
person
me
ever.
too. I
When
loved
she
her.
left, I was like,
Nadine, you're coming up.
Oh, gosh. Unrelenting heat, dry terrain, and gusty winds not helping crews battling wildfires in California. Flames burning just west of LA have destroyed nearly 20 homes and killed 1 person. Fire crews working across the state now to stop the fast-moving flames from taking over entire communities. Thousands of homes are now threatened and thousands of families forced to evacuate. It's just one of 10 fires now burning across that state. Well, a nightclub shooting in Florida has left 2 teens dead, more than a dozen others wounded. Police responded to Club Blue in Fort Myers just after midnight. Several victims were found shot in the club's parking lot. A 14-year-old and an 18-year-old died. Other victims are hospitalized, some with potentially life-threatening injuries.
Here for now 17 years. And this is, in terms of gunshot victims, this is the worst I've ever seen.
3 people are in custody. Residents who live near the club say the neighborhood is plagued by violence and drug trafficking. 19 people are dead, 26 injured after a terrifying stabbing spree at a Japanese facility for disabled people. Police have arrested the suspect, a former employee who turned himself in just 30 minutes after police were called to the scene. A woman was killed and another mauled by 2 tigers during a safari tour at a park in Beijing, and a warning: you might find the video disturbing. Surveillance video shows a woman getting out of the car after it had stopped in a tiger enclosure. There it goes right there. She's pulled away, and as the other woman opens the door, a tiger snatches her. That second woman died. She was killed by that tiger. The park now closed for an investigation. The Summer Olympics in Rio, less than 2 weeks away now. Some countries are calling the athletes' village unlivable. It opened yesterday, but there are reports of plumbing and electrical problems. Australia housing its athletes elsewhere until those problems are fixed. Thick black smoke could be seen for miles from a fiery crash in Illinois. At least 1 person killed. It involved 2 tractor trailers and 3 vehicles. Illinois State Police say 2 semis collided and caught fire. 4 drivers managed to escape the crash, but authorities say a body was found in a 5th vehicle. And take a look at this. It's the moment lightning, watch it, look at that! Wow, struck a power pole in Chicago, completely shattering it, sending shards flying. Happened yesterday during a major storm. KXLY 4 News at 11. We'll be right back. I keep forgetting we have more news and it's not sports. Oh gosh, still not used to the new format. Gosh.
I know, I was like, the time count is not changing her mind.
I know. I'm thinking this. I thought you were going to try to tell me to churn this for sports. Like, what am I?
Mostly because you were holding your glasses and I was like,
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh.
Lisa, are you bossing?
She was bossing, and I needed her to boss. She needed to be bossy. Keeping me on my toes.
did Darren Robo with you?
I am on wheels.
Robo with you?
We didn't have, yes,
Okay,
it did while you were
so-
gone. But we didn't have Robo today
Yeah, I know.
at 6.
You were just like straight in it.
Yeah.
Gosh, he's been in a ton of stuff.
I hate the cold start.
Off and running.
I hate the cold start.
A cold start.
I don't like the sports. We're back from break.
Yeah, I know. It's nice to have a little intro.
Yeah. Yeah, let's have Darren voice up there. And sports ball! Well, let's not make me plural. I don't think the earth can handle that.
Television. Okay, so.
Wake up, Lisa. I saw that. She's acting like this, Nadine. She's like,
I know it. She said she was going to bed before now on vacation.
why? You did it wrong.
You did it wrong.
Vacation, you're supposed to just stay up as long as you can. Enjoy the night, enjoy the morning. Spokane Indians entered tonight with a shot to lock up the Northwest League's North Division first half title, but they needed to win at Boise and a loss by Tri-City to make all that happen. The Indians took care of their part. They won 4-2 over the Hawks. Preston Scott, Charles LeBlanc, both with 3 hits to lead the offense. So the win puts the Tribe at 500, so now they needed to win by Hillsboro. And guess what? That happened tonight. Tri-City gets the old goose egg at home. That ties the Dust Devils and the Indians in the standings, and Spokane wins the tiebreaker. That means the Indians are headed to the playoffs at the end of the regular season. Spokane and Tri-City will face off for Game 1 of the second half of the season tomorrow night at Avista Stadium. The Seattle Mariners have won 2 series in a row, and thanks to the Texas Rangers coming back to earth, they've crept back into the conversation in the AL West. Now, they still trail by 7 games because the Rangers had a walk-off win tonight, and the M's are in 3rd place, but better than that double-digit deficit they were looking at just a couple weeks ago. They're off tonight. Tomorrow, staying on the East Coast, I should say, taking on the Pirates. King Felix on the Hill. You can listen live on 700 ESPN. Just a day after signing general manager John Schneider to a contract extension, news out of the Seahawks today is the team is reportedly sitting down with Michael Bennett to discuss his contract. The team is ready to open up camp on Saturday. Bennett has publicly been unhappy with his contract, but he has 2 years remaining. The Hawks have a policy to not renew contracts when there's more than 1 year left. So if Bennett does get a new deal, it could open the door for more players to be upset with their own deals. Now, every week throughout the summer, we bring you a different boy or girl that wants to come into KXLY and learn how to do our job. We call it Sportscaster Camp. This week, we ran into a tornado of energy named Alicia.
Hi, my name is Alicia and I'm 10 years old and welcome to Sportscaster Camp.
She didn't lose her gear when she did.
No.
Oh, Will.
UCLA Bruins.
Breaking out the cooking shop. These guys still cooking. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is there T-minus 37
Look at your look.
She got there a weird way, man.
I'm like, what?
She dyed her hair tips with Kool-Aid.
What?
Yeah, it's red.
Seriously? Well, you can do that with Kool-Aid?
I guess so.
I've never heard of that. Well, it does dye your tongue and you eat it.
So you have Kool-Aid in your hair and you've never busted through a wall and said, oh, yeah.
11 seconds left. Cougars win again. My information back to you, Keegan. I'm also taking your call.
No,
You never know.
You don't.
She just might. Man, what a bunch of energy. If you'd like to, if you'd like a kid to come in and goof off with us, because that's really all we do, please send us an email, a little information about your favorite sports fan, some contact information as well to our email address, sports@kxly.com. But man, that girl was fun.
Well, I know how you try to make it fun for them. I think she made it really fun for you
Oh,
guys.
absolutely. We seriously, we were exhausted when she left.
Like you said, I know you had to take a nap after that one. That was,
Yeah.
ooh, boy, fun though. Still ahead on KXLY4 News at 11 tonight. It is America's pastime, and we're going to give you a look at the first official rules of the game.
Well, it's not a night line. A contentious start to a Democratic convention. The ousted chair giving up the gavel. Bernie Sanders votes for unity. Plus, many found Hillary Clinton untrustworthy. Is it reasonable scrutiny or the so-called Hillary standard?
Sean's saying they should play the D-Generation X theme song for sports. Get a little WWE intro music. Charles saying two of the prettiest gals in Spokane Valley. Well, thank you, Charles.
I know he's talking about you.
Me and you, Nate. Which I don't know how that's a compliment to you if I'm one of them too. I bet maybe Charles meant, I don't know, Alyssa.
Oh, sure. Well, this went by pretty fast, darn it. I always forget that. I keep thinking after weather we're going to sports, and
I know. I was
just not used to it yet. My brain isn't thinking about it.
I have to find some way to entertain myself during that segment because I just stand there like
I
waiting.
know. And you're thinking it's time to go on.
I know.
Yeah. Got your little bell over there?
What are you doing? She's playing the bell. I hear bells. Sean's saying Stone Cold. I think I'd come out to the Goldberg theme song. Remember that one?
Goldberg's?
Goldberg.
Oh, the Goldberg.
Goldberg. Dun, 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 dun. Little WWE music for you.
I think you should come out to Thunderstruck.
You know what I hit in baseball? You get to pick out your own hitting song in college, and so I had "Keep Their Heads Ringing" by Dr. Dre.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That you got to do that.
Yeah, our stadium had a lot of bass to it.
Where
so
was
you want
this? Where'd you go?
Yeah, Mesa State in Colorado.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
What position?
Center field.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, long time ago. Long time ago.
Oh.
It's going to be hot this week. 90s until Saturday, then 80s on Sunday and Monday. Most of next week will be in the 80s too. So enjoy the nice, warm, I should say hot weather while it's here.
Lots of sunshine too.
Yes.
Well, you know, the first written rules of baseball are on display for the first time at the Oregon Historical Society in Portland. Daniel Doc Adams, known as the creator of modern-day baseball, penned the rules back in 1856. How many players on the field, innings in a game, weight of the ball, distance between bases, it's all there. 20 years ago, the laws of baseball sold at auction for $10,000. 2 months ago, they were purchased for $3.3 million. No wonder it's America's favorite. Is it the oldest sport?
Which fittingly is like the average salary for a baseball player.
Oh, yeah, no
mil.
kidding. Actually, not the oldest sports. I mean, we've got lots of, but America's pastime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Very nice. Yeah.
Stay
Apple
cool.
pie, baseball, and Chevrolet. Remember that commercial? Anybody remember that commercial?
No.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Hot dogs, baseball, apple pie, and Chevrolet. That was a very famous commercial. Really? Yeah. It was for Chevrolet, obviously.
Everybody, good night. Have a good night.